Dragons, also known as drakes, were large reptiles with a variety of traits created by Morgoth in the First Age, presumably to tackle the great eagles of Manwë. The exact origin of the dragons is disputed, however, as Morgoth did not possess the sacred fire, it is likely that he manipulated the great eagles or another undocumented creature, possibly from the Dark Lands. The first dragon ever created was Glaurung, who spewed forth from the gates of Angband in the year 260 of the First Age. Despite Glaurung's fire capabilities, he was more famed for his hypnotic and psychic capabilities, a rare trait only found in the greatest of drakes. Not all dragons could fly and breathe fire like Smaug could. Though Glaurung was a fire drake, winged drakes were not seen until Calagon the Black during the War of Wrath, whom led a host of winged drakes. Some drakes had no form of transport at all, such as Scapha the Worm, a cold, serpentine drake slain by Eotheod in around TA 2000. The presence of a serpentine drake at a sullied pool was also documented in unfinished tales. Fire drakes were known as Uraloki. Only a small number of drakes were ever documented by name, the most famous of which being Smaug, famed for driving the dwarves out of Erebor and taking the loot for himself. Smaug was a large, red, winged Uraloki. It was said that Smaug had also been sleeping in the treasure for so long that by the time Bilbo arrived at Erebor, the jewels and metals had become embedded in his chest, making the famous weak spot of the dragons nigh on impenetrable. Smaug was slain over Lake Town by Bard the Bowman with a black arrow. Glaurung was known as the father of the dragons, as he was the first one ever released from Angband by Morgoth. Glaurung was famed for the destruction of Nargothrond and for the role that he played in the Children of Húrin, by leaving Nienor with amnesia. Glaurung was eventually slain by Turin Turambar with Gerfang. Glaurung's blood spilt onto Turin's hands, burning it and knocking Turin unconscious. Glaurung's death, however, broke Nianor's amnesia. The greatest of the dragons to have lived was Calagon the Black. Calagon's wings were said to have blocked out the light from the sun, and Calagon is also famed for having the hottest fire of any known drake. However, Calagon was slain by Eärendil on his ship Vingilot. When Calagon fell, he shattered the volcanic mountains Fangorodrim. Finally, Scapha the Worm was a cold serpentine drake who tormented the dwarves and men of the Grey Mountains. Scapha is famed for slaying Dain I and his son Thror, as well as causing a disagreement between the dwarves and the men as to the fate of his treasure after he was slain by Eotheod. The dwarves took claim to the treasure, however the men took it as their own and sent the dwarves a necklace made from the teeth of Scapha. Although forged from cruelty and malice, the people of Middle-earth saw dragons as a symbol of power and strength. Although they were seen to be majestic and courageous, they were also feared in many parts of the world, particularly the Withered Heath, which became a dragon hotspot. By the time of the Fourth Age, dragons were becoming scarce despite their ability to reproduce naturally. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry for the big delay between the most recent episodes, but I've been pretty busy recently and I've had issues with audio and whatnot, so that's it. Right, see you later. Bye.